The next story I have, I believe, is a series of images and impressions that may be more connected to each other. I get the image of looking out of the door of maybe a helicopter or some kind of aircraft, something you would see in like a military movie where there's people riding in a helicopter and they've slid the door open and you can look out the side. So that image comes to me, and the idea of a broken fuselage is in my mind as I see some of these images. Next, I see a long streak in the land. Something maybe impacted or crashed, or something happened that dragged across the land and caused a large streak, and kind of like an impact streak or crater in the land. And I see this fairly clearly. Looking closer at the land associated with this impression, I see something crashed or is wrecked in a field, and I get an aerial overview of this. I'm looking from above here. My sense is some kind of aircraft destruction. There's a search party involved. Bodies are involved here. So there's a rubble or a wreckage. The sense of it being charred, sizzling. There's sizzling and popping, so it was hot. There's smoke coming off of this. This feels accidental. Things like pressure gauge, eject or ejected. So, maybe pilot tried to eject or did eject, but burnt. The word corpse comes to me, the sense of blood, maybe even dismemberment. So there may be fatalities associated with this. But the imagery of some kind of aircraft is what my impression of it is, a wreckage in a land-based crash or destruction type story. Looking at the structure I saw in the air, here I see a helicopter that rapidly spins, loses control, comes down, and I see it in a smoky rubble here. The sense of countermeasures, a pilot on board, over enemy territory, a fuel leak. I get the smell of fuel coming from this. I hear voices over communications, so probably military based, conflict related, the sense of enemy territory being involved. My next sight is I'm in a cockpit, tight space. I see a pilot gripping the yoke, struggling. The force is too strong. They can't handle the forces. Trying to find a safe spot, kind of like an emergency, trying to find a safe spot to land in an emergency situation. And I get the word fatal associated with that. And then my final impression here for April, this looks like a funeral procession. I see people holding up a casket. Feels very ceremonial, remembrance, like a procession, something you would see at a funeral.